Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, the spin-off channel from my main YouTube channel, Toy Polloi. And in today's video we're going to be talking about, does YouTube pay? Because it's a question I get asked an awful lot. People often say to me that because I have over 50,000 subscribers on my main channel, that I must be absolutely loaded in it and every video I make must make me a huge amount of money. And that's simply just not the case. So I thought I would actually sit down and work out how much money I made from a video and how much it cost me to make. So for a while I've been planning to do a revisit of an old restoration I had done, restoring a vintage $6 million man doll. So that was my plan. I was going to do a new version of that video, try out some new techniques, and while doing it I would also work out what costs were involved in making that video and how much time I spent creating it. The first thing I needed to do was actually to get some parts, because I didn't have a broken $6 million man doll, so I went out and I bought one of those. That cost me £14.50 from eBay. I also wanted to show a reproduction box while I was doing the restoration, so I bought one of those. That cost me another £20. I needed a resin kit because I wanted to show how to make some new arm chips for him, and I bought one of those off eBay. That cost me £5.49. And then there were a few other miscellaneous items that I needed to buy, which cost me about £5. So in total, before even starting the video, I had spent £44.99. There were a few other materials that I needed, but I already had those, so we'll just class those as sort of freebies, things that I had lying around. Then we come to how long it took me to film the project. I actually spent about 10 hours over 3 weeks filming, plus another 3 hours in editing the footage that I'd taken into a video that looked like it would work and would be interesting for everybody to watch. This doesn't include the time that I spent researching ideas and working things out off screen. I didn't keep track of those because that's just stuff that I do every day anyway, and sometimes with projects you don't do a lot of that, and other times with new ideas and new projects there will be a lot of research involved, so it's a very hard thing to sort of quantify how long those things take. So just for fun, let's pretend I was actually getting paid to make this video. I'll be using the UK's minimum wage for someone of my age, which is £9.50 an hour, as a guide. So because I spent 13 hours working on this video at £9.50 an hour, that works out at £123.50p. If we add on to that the costs that I mentioned at the start, that brings it to a grand total of £168.49 that the video needs to make to cover my time and the costs involved in making it. So let's put that money into perspective a bit. One of my best performing videos ever is the restoration of Castle Grayskull. That video is now 5 years old and so far has had 76,500 views, and that video has made me just slightly over £220. That works out at 0.002 pence per view. As you can see, it's not a great deal, and it's taken an awful long time to make that amount of money. When I put any of my restoration videos live, I would normally expect them to make between £40 and £60 in the first month. That will drop to £5 or less for each month after that. And then after about a year, those videos drop massively to the point where they almost make nothing. So what would need to happen if you want to make money on YouTube is that all of your money needs to come in within that first month. After that, the videos end up making pretty much nothing. Sometimes when I work on projects I factor in what I would need to spend to get it filmed, especially if I need to find parts or buy materials. If these costs outweigh what I would expect to make off that video, it sometimes makes me pause and think whether I should bother making it, especially if it's on a toy line that I don't particularly collect or I don't have any sort of broken parts in and I need to go and get them. That will often make me sort of think twice before I come to film a video, but I can't say that happens often because really for me I like fixing the toys, and the money is not something I particularly worry about when it comes to sort of making videos. So after the $6 million man video had been up for a week, it had actually done a lot better than I had expected. It had over 10,000 views, which was about double what I would normally expect for any of my restoration videos. So how much had that earned me? Well, the answer is £62.81. That means all my costs are paid for, and I've made about £15 for the time I put into it, which works out at about £1.37 an hour. And that's why when people ask me, do I do YouTube for the money? The answer is no, because you really don't actually make that much money from making videos. You'll make a little bit, but only a little bit. And even after all that time, I still don't get paid the UK minimum wage for the time that I put in for making a video. So if you want to do videos, videos, and if you want to make content for YouTube, make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, and that's because you enjoy doing it. It is a fun thing to do. You will make a little bit of money, but you're never going to get rich from this. It's certainly not at the sort of levels that I work at, but I do it because I really have great fun making them, and I meet lots of really nice people, which is really what it's all about for me. Having worked out how much time I'd spent on this project and what I'd spent in sort of getting pieces for it, it made for quite an interesting read, because often people ask me to restore toys for them, and I say it's just not going to be worthwhile them paying me to fix a toy. If I actually charge for the time and effort that I put into mending a toy, it really outweighs the value of the toy that I'm fixing more often than not, which is why I try to suggest to people that the fun in fixing toys is actually fixing them yourself, and that's the whole point of the channel, is to show you how to fix toys and how to go about it so that you have the ideas and the abilities to fix your own toys. If you were to pay someone to fix a toy, it will end up costing a lot of money because there is so much time and effort involved in doing that. So will I continue doing what I do? The answer, of course, is yes. I really enjoy fixing toys, and I really enjoy chatting with other collectors and helping them repair their toys. Toy Polloi as a channel does make a little bit of money, but it's not enough to sort of class it as a job. As you can see, even a popular video doesn't make me a huge amount of money. It's now actually been 7 months since the $6 Million Man video went up, and it's had a total of 15.3 thousand views, and now it's made me just slightly over £100. So have I covered my costs? Yes. Have I covered my time? Well, sort of. I've not really got up to minimum wage, but it's made me a little bit of money, and that money I use to spend on other projects and making other videos, and that's what I'm going to continue doing, making new videos and fixing toys and just sort of generally enjoying chatting with people and enjoying the whole toy fixing community. So if you're thinking about getting into YouTube because you want to be rich, I'm going to say straight away that's just not what happens. YouTube pays you a very small amount of money for every video that's watched, and really you've got to be one of the big boys with millions and millions of subscribers to actually make a serious amount of money from it. If you're like me at a level where you've got a few thousand subscribers, I'm going to say 50,000 is still a few thousand subscribers, then you're really not going to make a huge amount of money. Just do it because you enjoy doing it, and that's what it really is all about, the enjoyment that you get from making something and fixing something. So I hope this little look behind the scenes has been interesting for you. If you have enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then head over to my main channel Toy Polloi and subscribe there, and make sure to tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And thanks for watching.